friend of mine called me today and said, I was singing 11:11 in the grocery store, and someone stopped them and said, Hey, do you watch 11:11? She's like, Yeah. She goes, I love that show. She's a friend of mine. And the woman's like, You know Jenna? And I was like, Oh gosh. So Dave Love, if you're listening, it's 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 happening. It is happening. And thanks to everyone involved, William Lindemann, Dave Love, Rob Morocco. Oh my goodness. You guys, Carol, you colorized that photo of Lillian. It just, I love it so much. It's like sad and cool at the same time because she's like, Mom, what's happening to me? What's going on? But I am here and you are here and we are here together, and we have more people coming on. I don't even know if I'm really here. Let me check. Can anyone confirm? Carol. Hey, Carol. Hey, Patty. Hey, Julie. Hey, everyone. I love, I saw that some of you um, wished Suzanne a happy birthday and Tony a happy birthday. And I'm like, it's so cool how we are connected. It is a community. We are connected, and that's really loud. I'm sorry, that was me. So, wow, it is happening. It is happening. I was in Climax, Michigan today. Yes, it's a place. I climaxed today. We did 24 songs, two people, piano, voice, 24 songs. And this Friday night, it's going to sound even better because now that we've been in the studio and, you have it, you're magnified. Um, it'll be cool on Friday. So Friday night, we are doing a concert. I think it's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern time, but I'm waiting because people in Chicago, Illinois wanted to watch it. So then it would be 6 p.m. So we might do it at 8. So it's at 7 p.m., which means it's 5 Pacific Standard Time. I can't do it at 10 to make it 7 for you, but you could watch it later. And the suggested donation is $20. And I'm not creating an Eventbrite or anything, but I do have Venmo, PayPal, checks, and I prefer a check, to be honest with you. But Venmo is cool. And then David and I split that down the middle. And hey, hi, who, hi, wow, 24 songs. Yes. Yes, we did 20. I mean, the engineer was like, You guys want to come in? And we're both like, No, let's keep going. Then we'd listen to one. No, let's just keep going. We just kept going and going. We had 25. We did 25, but we didn't like one of them. So we just let it go. And so that's just the first recording. And David also recorded some solo piano stuff. So he did more like 28 songs. Yeah, and by the end, like 3 songs in, 3 songs to the end, he looked at me and he goes, I don't think I can do anymore. And I go, Oh, but we have. And then we do that song. And I'm like, And we have. And he's like, All right, one pass through. So most of them were first, like we'd listen to it once and get the sound right. And then we'd perform it once. I'm used to doing first take. So it was, you know, it's our first time in the studio together. But by the end, they were all first takes. By like the 18th song, they were all first takes. So it was really exciting. I am wearing the blue ones. Hey, Suzanne, Whidbey Island girlfriend. So cool. So anyway, that happened today. And then I drove back and I was going to go to this really groovy Vietnamese restaurant. And I got there at 7:09 and they had closed at 7 p.m. So, Grace, we have to make a road trip before we head back to California. Mama Grace, are you here? I didn't see you, but I see there are 11 of you here. And I know some of you, and I don't know some of you. My name is Jenna Mammina. I do this show every day at 11:11 a.m. and 11:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 a.m.s, 7 p.m.s, 14 times a week. Tonight is really exciting. Tomorrow morning, we bake. And tomorrow night, we eat and drink what we bake and what we pop the cork on. And then Thursday morning, we chill. And Thursday night, I'll tell you a little bit about that a little bit later. But right now, and guess who's going to be my guest? in 3 Thursdays, I think. I forget. Let me look just so I know from my head. Because if I say it, April 29th, Marion Meadows is going to be here. Full on Marion, Jenna, nobody else. We're just going to sit there. We're going to talk conversations with the creatives. Next week, my friend Cindy is going to be here. Ooh, but tonight, something I look forward to every week. It's, I have these times or days and nights where I go, oh, let's see, what's today? Oh, it's Andy. Oh, what's today? Oh, it's Jeff. Oh, it's Gary. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Andrew Rader. Hey there. We both have on olive greenish color.
Oh, yours looks black to me, but
does it?
Yeah.
It looks kind of olive weird.
Oh, you're talking about the glasses or your sweater?
This sweater thing.
Okay. I put these on to raise my IQ about 4 points.
I think it works.
And then if you go like this,
it's
or if you go like that, that's
Or into that. What's going on, Dr. Rader?
Wow. Well,
let's talk. Can we start out at the most the thing that I thought a while ago, but I didn't want to say it to too many people?
Sure.
I didn't trust the Johnson & Johnson.
Oh, as if it's a done deal now and we all know it's not trustworthy?
Well, I don't know.
Well, there were 2 things that I know of.
And I only know 6 people and all that, but I call it Jackson. I forgot. Anyway.
There are only 2 newsworthy events that I know of. One is the screw up at the factory where they had to dump 1 million doses.
Oh, I don't know that story.
I think I got it right. Well, so this is actually a story about how we can trust the system to a certain extent because they let us know there was a screw up and they just got rid of 1 million doses. Sort of like a recall with bad food.
Right.
Romaine lettuce and E. coli. Let's recall every batch of lettuce sold in a certain region.
Right. Right.
So I didn't read the details. I know nothing more than that. And then this is similar to the AstraZeneca thing where in Europe, where a number of people, I don't know how many, a handful, had incidents with blood clots. But then the question is, if you had the same number of people in the general population, likely they would have blood clots. So many people in the general population are going to get hit by buses.
Right.
And if they got hit by buses right after getting their shot,
I don't want to get hit by
the bus. The shot caused them to get hit by the bus. So, correlation is not causation, is what they say. Just because they happened together doesn't mean one causes the other.
Right.
My dad always liked to say this. Did you know that 100% of heroin users use toilet paper?
I love your dad.
That's, yeah.
Kitchen conversations with your father pretty much were a big part of my life for a while. Illinois has stated they are not using Jackson & Jackson, so is Michigan. But Michigan really needs the vaccines, and the administration is not allowing them anymore than anywhere else.
Well, any more than they're allotted. And your governor's in a tough spot politically because if she shuts down the state, those crazy MFs are going to go gunning for her.
She won't. Third surge, who cares now? We want to go eat breakfast. Come on, Andy. They want to go get their breakfast at the breakfast joint.
It's, yeah. I mean, if I were her, I would be looking over my shoulder, and it's a horrible
I were her,
situation.
I'd shut down the state.
Yeah, that's the right thing to do, and it's very difficult for her given the politics of Michigan.
I would shut down the state. Anyway, hello.
Yeah.
So you had
Now,
something, what?
there was something else about that. So that in California, there's a California variant
Yeah, but you're fine.
that certain people feel is more protective, because in Michigan you got the UK variant, I
Right.
believe.
And the South African. There's actually a Michigan variant.
The Michigan variant, and maybe some of your we heard about the hockey
Not
team.
mine. My governor is Governor Newsom. It's not mine. You keep saying mine.
I'm not going to personalize this, but I'm wondering how many college kids from Michigan went down to Florida.
But that's the thing. Just as many college kids went to Indiana, from Indiana and from Wisconsin. And Indiana, for instance, has been open for way longer than Michigan. But unfortunately, it's, it's the Detroit area where a lot of people do not want to get the vaccine.
Well, and there must be more than that too, because
But the main area is Detroit and suburbs of Detroit, because there's certain communities, like they have for the last 2 months, they've had where if you were under 60, I think if you were 55 and you had a neighbor or someone connected that was a senior, if you drove them, you could get it. They were making all these, they had the station or the Lions Stadium, it's empty because people don't want to get it.
wow.
Yeah. Okay. So you had Astra and J&J. Wait, I had the Astra. The Astra
Wait,
and J&J are crucial for poor countries due to less cold temp needs. Right.
we
Yeah.
don't have Astra in this country.
No, well, he's talking in Canada,
Oh,
and
he's from
how
Canada.
important it is. The Astra and J&J are crucial for countries due to less cold temperature needs. Yeah, so they don't have to have 100 below zero freezers.
Right. So I haven't followed it, but is Europe still held up AstraZeneca, or are they doing it again?
I don't know. Rob, do you know that? I haven't followed that one today because I was in the studio making music.
Yeah, why not?
I was like this afterwards. And then and my friend
So
goes,
how are your vocal cords? You're not used to that level of well, you do 11 2 times a day, so you're talking all the time, but it's
yeah,
different.
it is, but I've also been working with my friend David at least twice a week. We've gotten together, but this was like 11,
Yeah.
he was there at 11. I was late. They
How
always,
many how many hours in the studio?
total, we were there 7. It's just the best feeling. It's the greatest. It's like the one guy goes, "You guys hungry?" And I'm like, "No, we're not hungry." But then then I was going to go to this really great Vietnamese restaurant, and I got there at 7-Eleven and they were closed. They closed at 7. So then I drove back here, and this was an interesting thing. I had to go pick something up outside of a store. I had on a hat. I had on my glasses. I had on a double mask and a coat, little coat. And I was walking out and I see this person with a hat, glasses, mask. And we both went, "Hey!" It was one of my cousins. And
Oh,
you know how you think you're all covered up but you still, you know each other, you know, your
Right.
family. It was cool. But some age restrictions for the shot, but 40 countries still going nonstop. Also, only vaccine sold at real cost, no profit. Another reason to sort it out. The Jackson and Jackson or the AstraZeneca. Only vaccines sold at real cost, no profit. But it's either the Astra or the J&J. I don't know which one that is. Do you?
Well, I know that the Astra is was led by Oxford University. It's not. It's publicly generated, not private company.
Oh, so maybe. So I have a question that I was asked to ask you.
Okay.
Astra is for profit. So
Oh, Astra is for profit. Wow. Oh,
Astra no profit.
no profit. That would make sense.
Because Jackson and Jackson, they're all about profit. So a friend of mine is considering contacting you for smoking. And he said that he wants to do it, but he's nervous because he said, well, what happens if 2 years down the road, I start smoking again?
Then he calls and there's no charge.
Then he calls and there's no charge. Do
Yeah,
you do
I
the
can explain
same-
all that.
Do you do the same? Oh, I know, William. That's why I moved. I mean, it was fun, but that's not why I moved. That was hard for me. Yeah, I have relatives in a lot of places. Like I'll walk down the street in another state and they're like, "Hey, cousin, hey, cousin." So 2 years later, I stopped smoking because I was hypnotized. And then 2 years later, I start smoking again. Do you tap into, do you like write down what you talked about with that person 2 years before and go back and see what, no? It's just a certain protocol.
Yeah, it's not, tobacco is really not that complicated. And
Because we don't need to smoke.
no,
What about chewing tobacco?
same deal. Anything, any tobacco product, vaping, chewing, gum, patch, pipe, cigars, cigarette, doesn't
Okay,
matter.
people need like they think they need the patch. Like you can hypnotize someone to get off the patch.
Well, I don't have to because the patch and the gum are so ineffective that most people just don't use it that long. I have worked with people who've been hooked on the gum.
Was it more of a gum thing or a nicotine thing?
Well, none of it is a nicotine thing.
Okay.
Nicotine is not that powerful. It's more like caffeine. So not to say that people who are on coffee have a hard time with coffee, but it's not the physical aspect that makes it difficult. It's the psychological side.
That's why I wondered about gum chewing.
Yeah, well, if people want to chew gum, then they can just switch from nicotine gum to some other kind of gum. Just like if they're hooked on soda pop, they can move to Calistoga water or something, just carbonated water with a little flavoring instead of
Right.
that.
I know people that stopped smoking cigarettes, but they smoke marijuana instead. They smoke less. But
Yeah, I had a guy today. Well, no, it's yesterday. So usually the vast majority of people start smoking as teenagers, like the huge majority between 12 and 20 is when most people start smoking. This guy started in his mid to late 20s as a way to not smoke as much weed.
started smoking cigarettes.
He started smoking cigarettes because he felt it would be a way to cut down on his weed habit. So I haven't run into that very often. Maybe I could count on one hand. So it's a bit unusual. I don't get thrown curveballs very often like that, but that was a little curveball.
Yeah, that's interesting. I just want to explain something, William. Not that I wanted to get away from my relatives, but whenever I did something, it would be my mom would say, "Oh, Aunt Millie said she saw you over at such and such," and I was like, "No, I wasn't there." Well, Uncle Butch said that you were, and I'd be like, "Because they were everywhere, everywhere," and I still have them everywhere. But the next generations, 3 generations later, so I think that um, I was wondering, you can hypnotize people for performance, correct?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't do entertainment hypnotism.
No, 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 no. Like performance, like if they're stage fright.
Yeah, yes,
I have
yes.
a student that has horrible stage fright. Horrible. Like, this is how stage fright this person is. I want to see her when we're on Zoom, but when she sings, she goes like, she turns away. And I said, I'm going to
So
ask my friend to see if that's something he would.
yeah, have her call me. We can talk. So there are two types of people like who have stage fright. Um, the types like Lee Iacocca or Barbara Streisand.
Horrible stage fright. I didn't know Lee Iacocca.
Horrible stage fright, but you know what? She does. She gets on stage anyway. Now I know
I
her
get stage
career.
fright.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like,
Hey,
yeah. Oh, totally. I get
Shauna,
stage fright.
Shauna doesn't believe it.
I do.
I believe it
Shauna,
because
you've seen me
so
right
many
before.
so many performers have stage fright, but they do it anyway. They just do it. And Lee Iacocca, I think I heard the story. He'd throw up before any speech he'd have to give, but he did it anyway. So
I
there's,
passed out on stage once.
and then there are people who have, wow.
I passed out on stage of fear.
You probably were also a little dehydrated.
At Kimball's in San Francisco, I passed out on Eddie Marshall's drum kit. Boom. Like my head hit the bass drum. Boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
Passed out. Boom. But I've been that scared on stage, but not like she turns away. I'm like, it's just us. And she's like, I've gotten her. At first she would stop her video. Now I have her.
Yeah. So let's say if I would talk to her, first phone call, just checking things out, I would want to know, was there any particular event that she remembers from her youth where
She's been like that all her life, that she
like
can remember.
show and tell in third grade where everyone laughed or the teacher made some comment? So if there's no memory of that, that's fine. I try to find out what like to really break it down. Usually for some people, it's everything before they hit the stage that's driving them crazy. Once they hit the stage,
right,
they're okay, but it's the lead up that they're building up in their heads.
Oh, totally.
And
yeah, I'm doing a show at Yoshi's and I advertise it for 6 months. That's the one big show that I have in 6 months. And then it's 7:55 and I'm like, ugh. Then I get scared. It takes me about 2 songs.
Yeah, because the reality of it is always way less threatening than your thought about it.
Nope, I disagree.
She
You
disagrees.
hear that? You hear that?
Get over here, Shauna. Tell us.
No, I took stage, I got stage fright.
Shauna has stage fright. She was a
You do not have stage
She was
fright.
a Waldorf teacher, kindergarten teacher, where you have to sing and
Only
And-
for the kids.
tell stories. And on parent nights, you have to perform as well. And
And they
Yep.
make wool. They make
Oh.
yarn. They make their own yarn.
Take the wool.
there are many opportunities to speak in public or sing in public in the Waldorf teaching world. And Shauna has stage fright, but she does it anyway.
You don't have to stage fright.
Only goes around children. I hated it.
Can you hear her?
Only around children, she says.
She says she hated it.
Hated performing.
Did you make Haiga rice today?
No.
Tell her what we made. What I
Uh,
made.
well,
You
Yeah.
tell us, Shauna.
yeah, you come and say.
Come on, she looks so beautiful. She's got all her like
Uh,
leather on and these beautiful earrings. And
Last night, I made enchilada pie, vegan.
enchilada pie.
Yeah, vegan. And then tonight I made a vegan deluxe Thai curry dish with rice noodles.
She says deluxe.
Rice
Like,
deluxe.
who says deluxe now?
Lots and lots of vegetables.
What
Lots.
was deluxe about it?
Like more veggies than on two hands. Deluxe. It had sweet
Oh,
potato,
I smell
kibosh squash.
rosemary.
Yeah, I was peeling them.
She's peeling rosemary. I can smell
And it had eggplant and it's that really pretty broccoli,
it. Oh, Romanesque.
romanesco, and it had carrots and kibosh squash and spring onion, potato,
We can still see half of your face, just so you know.
tomatoes.
Half of your beautiful face. Isn't she
What's
beautiful,
there?
guys?
Was there tofu? No.
Nope. No potatoes, tomatoes. What else?
Scallion.
It's a recipe or something you just created?
No, I just made it up.
And then
Red
show her
pepper.
the jar or the
Curry paste.
paste. Yeah.
And I
Get
used,
the
I
container.
used mustard seed and fresh ginger and
Lemongrass.
lemongrass and kaffir leaf and fresh limes, fresh lemons, salt, and then the curry paste and more lemon and lime and chili powder and salt.
Wow.
But no fish sauce.
No fish sauce, no sugar. Okay,
That
I'll
would
show you.
make it really authentic.
It's called Mayploy yellow curry paste.
Mayploy?
Mayploy,
Go get that.
yeah, Mayploy.
Yeah,
In-
because last week we
in-
talked about Haiga rice, so this week we'll look at Mayploy. Mayploy, can we see the jar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my water is very hot.
You have to be close to a larger population where you can find Asian food market. You're not going to find this in Safeway or
We have some really great Asian markets around here because there's a Seventh-day Adventist. Oh yeah.
oh, the price tag is right on
There,
the name.
Mayploy.
There you
My
go.
mom wants to see you, Shauna. She says, you look so pretty. Quit hiding. Say hi to Mama Grace. She wants to see you.
Hi, Mama Grace.
So hopefully you'll get to see her. We'll get to,
This is $2.99 and it'll last you
A year.
weeks.
Here,
many
right?
weeks.
Weeks, here.
No.
Bye, Shauna.
Hi, Jenna.
So how many clients do you see in a day? Patients do you see in a day?
For hypnosis? Or
Sure.
so acupuncture, many more, especially when I work at the fancy community acupuncture place.
That's the spa place.
Yeah, so pre-COVID, we'd see 50 people a day. in a 10-hour day. Like roughly 4 to 5 people an hour. And then now it's half, on purpose. We cut the space down. We use half the number of chairs. So we're using 20 to 30 something people a day. And then hypnosis, I mean, I have the capacity to see probably my energy level 2 to 3 a day. But if I saw 2 to 3 a week, that's pretty good right now.
Okay. And is it tiring?
Well, smoking's not tiring because I know what to expect, and again, there are very few outliers. There are very few cases where it's just difficult. Like, if somebody's giving me a hard time, I find that out right from the beginning, and we don't even do a session, because it would be like a stage hypnotist getting somebody up on stage and the person's arms are like this and they're like,
I don't get hypnotized. Nobody's
you
ever
can't.
hypnotized
You
me.
can't make me cluck like a chicken. So, I mean, yeah, you're right. I can't make you cluck like a chicken. And I can't make you stop smoking if you aren't ready for it, if you don't want to stop smoking. So the person has to come with a certain level of, yes, I hate this. I'm sick of it. I want it out of my life. Do what you got to do to help me never smoke again. That's the attitude I need to work with them. And I find out pretty quickly on the first phone call where they're at. And if they're not ready, it's easy to tell right away. So I don't set myself up for a struggle.
So how do you say that? What do you say to them? I don't think we can work together? Or
Oh, no. So what I say is, so I do know that there's obviously a part of their mind that wants to quit.
Yeah, they wouldn't have called.
They wouldn't have called. But if I don't feel they're ready, there are a few things I give them an assignment. I'll say, look, I don't think you're quite ready, but if you're willing to do this, let's talk in a couple of weeks. And they usually agree with me. You're right. I'm not quite there yet. And one of the things I tell them to do is buy Alan Carr's book. It's a bestseller. Alan Carr, Carr, The Easy Way to Quit Smoking, or The Easy Way to Stop Smoking. If you just type it into Amazon, all you have to write is Alan Carr, and it comes right up.
But why do we want to do that if we can come see you?
Well, the book, some people stop just by reading the book.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do, more power to them, great. But what it usually does is it gets the juices flowing, and in a way that maybe in a couple of weeks, they're in a different place. It just takes a little tweaking. So I give them that assignment. And if they're, if they really want to quit, they could read a chapter a night. They could read the whole book in a couple hours if they wanted to, but at minimum 1 chapter a night. And each chapter is like just a few pages. So it's not a hard thing to do. And it's the book, you can buy it used for under $10. I mean, it's a real low bar to keep moving forward. The other thing I do is tell them, if they give me pushback when I say I don't think you're ready, I'll say, well, let's do this. Give me a deposit. We'll set up a date like 2 months from now. Just so that you're gonna, no matter what, by that time, you're gonna quit. And if in a week or two, or even a few days, if you feel like you're ready, we can move the date up. But at least they've made a commitment to themselves that, yeah, they are going to quit, and it'll be in 8 weeks or 6 weeks, and of course they could get their deposit back if they're really not ready after, they have to give me 48 hours notice. But have I ever had anyone ask for their money back within 48 hours? No, I don't think I have. People have said, oh, I can't do it on this day, let's push it back, and that's fine. But once people make the commitment, they're willing.
And can you hypnotize a group of people that want to stop smoking at the same time? Like,
Well,
you say 20
the
people
way,
come to my.
yeah, the way groups work, and I don't do groups, is, they'll charge a minimal amount, let's say $50 or whatever. They'll get a room full of people, and maybe 30-something% will quit. And for those 30-something%, it's a great deal. It's a good thing. For the other people, it could set them back. It can make them feel like they're failures or nothing's going to work. They've tried hypnosis, which they really haven't, because it really is an individual process. And
So how do they do that? Because I actually heard a radio spot recently.
yeah, well, again,
Went on Thursday morning at such and such, and it was
Yeah.
$49.99 to.
It's a shotgun approach, and about a third of the people will quit. But for the other 2/3, I think it does some harm. So, it's an argument whether it's a good thing or not.
I actually wondered if it was more of like not that they used it as an intro, but they say, well, if you want to get, come to this group class, if you want to get deeper, then you can contact me. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, perhaps not.
Yeah, the problem with that is it's a setup.
Total setup.
Everything is about expectation. So if you give people an out, like, okay, if it doesn't work, then you can always do the single. Well, yeah, but you don't want to put that
work.
You don't want to give that as a suggestion, because the unconscious mind, it will take it if it's not ready to quit smoking. No, didn't work. If they work with me and it doesn't work, I will work with them until it does work. But I know who I'm picking and choosing who I'm working with and when to work with them.
Can you teach someone how to hypnotize people? Can you train people?
Yeah.
Have you?
Maybe, to train them to do hypnotherapy is different than doing self-hypnosis.
No, to train them to be hypnotherapists.
Okay, let me say something about that. People who do hypnotherapy almost always have a license in some field where they're already doing some kind of therapy. Mm-hmm. So I'm an acupuncturist, nurses do it, psychiatrists do it, psychologists, mental health workers, maybe chiropractors, but people who already have trained, what the? Wow. Someone who already has training.
What's she going to do for the way back is what I want to know. That reminds me of that I Love Lucy, when Ricky was performing and Lucy really wanted to be a part of the show, and she was carrying a plant behind him. And then she went by again and she carried a little bit bigger plant. And then she went by again and she had a tree and it got bigger. That's what that reminded me of. I just want to see what she's going to walk back with.
So anyone who's already trained with a therapeutic model, hypnosis is just a modality to throw in. But teaching people to do therapy or some therapeutic process, I wouldn't want, that's a long training.
She went around the other side. Donna, I know what you did. You didn't shut the door though. That was sneaky. That's really funny.
But hypnosis, it's really straightforward. There are a few ingredients. One is for the person to know what to expect, right? So even if I'm at a hypnosis show and the hypnotist asks for volunteers, well, everyone at a show knows that people are going to get up on stage and do stupid things within a certain limit range, right? Like quack like ducks, or walk like chickens, or pretend you're freezing cold, or imagine you're super hot, or things like that. If somebody volunteers to go up on stage at a hypnosis show and the hypnotist asks them to take off all their clothes and run around naked, that might not happen. The person might say, no, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
So the hypnotist will stay within the range of what most people would expect would happen at a hypnosis show, because that's what they're volunteering for. So with hypnotherapy, again, you know what to expect. So if someone's coming in to quit smoking, what to expect is we're doing one thing, we're going to make it so you never smoke again. And they agree to that. That's why they're there. So we are within a very specific range of what to expect. And then the other side is relaxation, or what we call trance, which we go into trance all the time. Normal human beings go into trance all the time. Driving on a known route or a long drive, watching a movie, listening to music, brushing your teeth, and anything where you're just in automatic mode, your mind just starts wandering. That's trance.
What did you just say? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
So trance plus knowing what to expect, and then hypnotherapy is inserting suggestions, moving you in the direction you want to go. I'm never going to smoke again. Those are the ingredients.
I like it. I have a question for you.
Yep.
What did you have for breakfast?
Oh, Sean, I knew you were going to ask that. Breakfast for me is nowadays either I'm not eating breakfast at all, and I'm just eating a lunch as the first meal. It depends on the day, but
What's your lunch today?
Today I get up early because I have my BNI networking.
So early. So early.
So early. It starts at 7 a.m.
Yeah, they used to ask me, I'd be on tour and they're like, hey, you want to come to the meetings? And I'm like, dude, I got home at 4 o'clock. But
Well, when we were meeting in a real place, I'd have to leave at 6:15 to drive there, park, come in. Now I could just roll up to the camera and at 6:57.
I get it. Oh, now I get it.
Showtime.
Tuck your pajama bottoms and no.
So on those mornings, I'll probably eat around 8:30, 9. And my weakness is bread. And I'll make something with bread and put the easiest thing is, it might sound funny, but peanut butter and good jam for breakfast.
Funny about that. That's like the perfect food that there is.
Yeah. but I go for savory. I'll eat leftovers for breakfast,
Mhm.
or I'll have hummus on bread or baba ganoush on bread for breakfast. Um, so today it was bread, toast. So if the bread is a little old, then I put it on a hot pan. Like, we don't have a toaster. I don't
Now, is this bread that you baked yourself?
usually, but we were at the farmer's market the other day, and we get things donated because we volunteer for Respect Our Elders, which is an organization that collects food from the farmers where they don't sell at the end of the day. And they donate it, and some of them are baked goods, some of them are just vegetables, and so occasionally we get our hands on a good loaf of bread.
Those $12 loaves of bread.
Yeah.
That'll be
No.
$17, please. I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna go make some at home for like $1.75. That'll be
What are those loaves of bread?
We have seated salads.
No, what do they cost normally
I
retail?
think they're probably like, I'm guessing 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, $8, $9, $10.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Some probably more.
And
about one.
I think it's more than 8.
Maybe, yeah. Or if it's 8, it's this big.
Right. Oh, those are 8. Oh,
This one's probably 9, 10 bucks by Marina Brett Bay. Careful, it's gonna be messy.
here.
So this is from Baked in Richmond.
Out by the.
Like it says made in a home kitchen.
Oh, nice.
So this is, cottage industry, and if you're making your own bread to sell, then $8 a loaf, man, you're barely making $3
That's
an
why
hour.
I said 17. That'll
Yeah.
be $17 a loaf. Those are 8, but these are 17. Yeah. My sister makes bread every day. She calls me and goes, look at the bread I'm making right every day. She makes bread.
Wow.
It takes for you to make yours.
Well, yeah, my bread is a full day process, so I'll just make it once every 10 days or
it's
so.
2 days. It's not a full day.
It's
2 days.
It's only 2 days because you put it in the fridge overnight, and then the next morning you put it in the oven. But I don't consider that a 2-day process.
500 degrees, and then you bring it down, and then you have to let it sit for
500 degrees.
500.
Yeah, 500 degrees for
No
20
wonder
minutes,
$17 a loaf.
and then you could keep 500 degrees in a covered Dutch oven, and then you take the lid off after 20 minutes. You could keep it at 500 degrees, and then you get a real dark, crusty thing. I like
It's
to
a
lower
real
it.
fire going. Just kidding.
I like to lower it down to about 475,
How long does
460.
it take to bake? In
Just
10
40 minutes, 20 minutes covered, 20 minutes not covered. And then
And then,
here's the hardest part. You have to let it sit.
no.
You have to let it. Now, if there was no one else around, yeah, I would eat it right out of the oven. Actually, it needs to cool down. Right out of the oven, it's
Can't taste it.
yeah, it sets,
So are you interested in coming back next Tuesday?
Oh, wow, look what time it is. Yes.
I'm not stopping. Yes. Woo.
Yeah.
It's coming back. It's coming back. We got it again. When you get a moment, Rob Morocco made a commercial for tonight's show.
Ooh.
So then if you can grab it, why don't you grab it? I'll messenger it to you. How can I do that? Rob, can you please messenger me tonight's commercial? And then, or you could messenger it to Andy, or I will messenger it to you.
So will it be like an MP3 or what?
Well, if you messenger,
Yeah. You mean Facebook Messenger?
Yeah.
right. If
Yeah.
you messenger, then you can pick it up from there. You can save it on your phone and then post it every Tuesday.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 11/11 with Jenna has is I've been animated. I have a commercial that happened, and then another commercial that's going to happen, and we're working on graphics. So then we'll have T-shirts and cups and combs and no,
Ah, Jenna, why are you wearing sunglasses tonight?
because
Just for
my
fun.
eyes are very sensitive. Because
Always?
my blue blocker glasses are downstairs.
Oh.
These are blue blocker.
Yeah. So I figured blue glasses might do the same thing.
But now you just see the
The glare.
reflection and the glare.
Now you look really old.
I look what?
This looks very 70s.
I
or
said now Andy
80s.
looks really old. Jenna, when's our good friend Blanche coming back? I haven't seen her in a year.
Blanche got mad at me.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
She's so touchy.
Well, she got mad because actually she got mad at Grace.
Oh.
Nasty girl.
Grace, because Blanche was on the show and she sang. And
Yeah.
Grace told her that she didn't think it was a good idea that she should sing.
Because
So-
why?
Because
What was the reason?
she's not very,
I think Grace is being protective of Jenna.
no. So what happened was, and I didn't realize it until I didn't know what happened because I came home. Blanche did the show for me one night, and I got into the driveway, and all of a sudden she drives a Nova, like a 79 Nova, and she just blasted down. I live on an alley, and she went and blasted out of my road, my alley, and I'm like, I walk in the house and I go, Mom, what happened? She goes, with what? She didn't want to tell me at first. And I go, what happened with Blanche? And she went, oh, I think she's mad at me. And what happened? What'd you say? Well, I told her that she probably shouldn't sing on the show anymore. And she got mad. So she hasn't been back since.
When was that?
Grace,
Well,
when did you make Blanche mad? It was in the last 2 months.
did you
I
call?
didn't
Did you
see
call
her.
Blanche?
Because she didn't come on the anniversary show. So
Yeah, but you got to reach out to her. You know.
I've left her a couple messages. She's like, she gives me like these little emojis, like a
Well, at
dolphin.
least she's giving you emojis.
Or like the other day, she left me a firefly with her lips.
That's better than total ghosting. You know?
Yeah.
I think you have a way in.
You just have to tell her fans are asking.
She was.
Oh yeah.
Well, maybe Shauna, maybe you could get her on the show. But what will be fun is we can do an 11/11 from you with you guys. We can do one together, a live.
Oh yeah, yeah. Tell her I miss her. I haven't seen her in a year.
All right.
No, not that one.
It's been
Yeah.
close to a year. Yeah, it could be because she came on pretty early on. She would, and what I like about when she's around is she leaves her lipstick here, and they're really cool lipsticks. And now I have like clear, and I have like 3. Usually there's 9.
I will say she uses a lot of lipstick.
We lip up.
No, Jenna, with COVID and everything, I wouldn't be sharing lipstick with
I
Grace.
know, but it's Blanche.
I mean, not with Grace,
Yeah, and she kind of.
with Blanche.
I have to use a lot of lip. I take coconut oil with me in the studio because my lips and
Yeah.
smack a lot, or else I hear like
I
a
got
little
my little
drink. I'll take a sip of something and then it'll gurgle down here.
Ooh.
I have a lot of these around, but
Yeah.
but I'll reach out to her tomorrow. That's inspiring.
Yeah.
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 She
She's a
needs a
sweetie.
little, you know her personality. It's drama queen.
She's got really cute shoes too.
She'll not, yeah. Her,
Oh, look at my shoes.
But really, oh yeah, I could hear them. Oh yeah, those are nice. Those are great. But yeah, she did. And you want to know something else that's happening? Oh, I have to tell you guys. So the last 3 nights, I've taken Lillian out for a walk pretty late, like the other day at 4 in the morning. But
Whoa.
at about 1, and the seagulls are crazy. I feel like I'm on the set of Birds.
Wow.
They're-
At
and
4 in the
she-
morning?
At 1.
Or 1 in the morning.
Yeah, they're congregating and stuff. I don't know if it's a COVID thing, part of the whole, because everything was so quiet for so long, but they're just like raging in the middle of the night. But I don't know why. Grace, I did the show. Oh, here's what happened. Grace is telling us now. Grace, I did the show and Blanche wanted to sing and said she shouldn't sing because I didn't know if she could sing. And she brought back a bottle of wine. Oh, right, Mama. And she brought back a bottle of wine. And she brought back a bottle of wine that she had taken from your show the last time she was here. She brought it back. That's right. Because I'm like, what's this bottle of wine? My mom goes, Blanche brought it back. She stole it from the last show and she brought it back. Because she was here, you can have this back. Now I remember, Mama. Maybe Grace should tell her.
I thought Blanche just had tequila or something.
No, that's me.
That's you.
But I haven't had any tequila in a while. It's just sitting there. But yeah, she got mad in her Nova.
Well, again, you know what Michelle Obama says. When Blanche goes low,
We go.
you go high.
And I was listening to a bunch of podcasts today, and I know a word now that's the next. You know how everybody was saying, oh shoot, what was the word? Everyone was saying pivot for a while.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's a new word.
Reinvent.
No, it's another one. There's pivot, and everyone says so, but pivot. Oh, I might have to find the podcast, and I'm going to write the word down.
What does the word mean? What are they saying?
Remember.
Is it just a space filler, like so?
Yeah, it's a space filler. It's like an incidentally, but it was something, and it was a podcast today on people, and that's something that I'd love to talk about on the show too, is how we're going to integrate back into being social with our friends.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I would love to see, because I'm sure there is, some data crunching app or program that is tracking all the words that are spoken online, and you could see words that are trending.
Right.
Words that we didn't use 6 months ago that are coming up now, like AstraZeneca or J&J, or you know what I mean? So a word, I just said you know what I mean? Those are fillers because I'm not speaking consciously.
No, what she's talking about is pop.
No, remember a few years ago, juicy was one of those
Oh,
words.
never liked that word.
I know. Juicy.
Or yummy. Oh, that's so yummy.
And another.
You can say yummy and get away with it. Shauna can say yummy and get away with it.
What's it?
Whatever she
Retro.
makes in.
Everything was retro for a while.
Oh my God, it's so. Oh no, I got one for you. 100%.
Okay.
100%.
100%.
That's one right now. 100%.
Oh, I heard that.
Oh yeah, it's emoji, like 100.
Right, but they also say it. But there was a what do you call it? On NPR today, and this woman said the word. She said this particular word 3 times, and I was driving. I wanted to text it to myself to remember the word, but I'm gonna
unpack.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
No.
Unpack this.
Let's unpack this.
Let's unpack this. Why don't you go pack it and go see where Yeah, maybe you need to unpack that, Jenna. Yeah, unpack. 100%. And Rob said, what did he say? Anywho.
Mm. Oh, wow.
Wasn't that a Midwestern thing?
Yeah.
No, I
Was.
hear people in well, that's Canada is using it, and I hear people in California. Am I even on here? Just change service.
Oh, Ted Lasso says anywho.
Anywho,
Ted Lasso.
any other words that you guys can think of? Anybody?
Yeah, let's see what.
Anyway, or when I say, like, if I see you guys and I say goodnight, I'm gonna say I love you.
Instead of love you.
Mm.
Yeah, I love you is more threatening.
Well, it's more personal,
Yeah.
kind of more sincere.
Or instead of saying, oh, when someone says thank you and they say no worries,
Oh, no.
no worries,
In the old days, you'd say you're welcome.
welcome. Now it's you're worried, no worries. I wasn't worried. I was just thanking you. But now I gotta go find that radio
Yeah,
show.
you gotta go find it. Tell us what's the new hip word of the day.
Oh, and Julie says so many different levels of love. 100%. It's true.
100.
Yeah, unpack kind of that kind of fizzled, didn't it? Unpack.
Yeah.
I think pivot and unpack were about the same time.
And scale.
And what?
Scale. How are you going to scale that? It's from Silicon Valley, right?
Scale?
Scale. Like you create a business and then you have to scale it up. You got to scale it. So it's small business in the beginning, and then how are you going to turn it into a huge thing? So in the investment banking world, like how are you going to scale that? As if I traveled in the investment banking world.
Yeah.
I was called a micro influencer the other day.
Woo!
Ooh, I'd call you just a plain old influencer.
Getting there.
Getting there.
I got you. That's one, Linda. I got you.
Mm.
Oh,
Down. Or guys. Hi, guys. Guys.
or
That's cool.
I got this.
I got this.
I don't like that.
I got this. You mean when your gas is on E and Shauna says, Andy, we got to pull over. We can get gas. And you're like, I got this.
I get what you're saying, but that scenario would never happen.
Bill just said, you know what I'm saying. Or way. I say wow a lot. I know I'm guilty of saying wow a lot.
Wow is great. I like wow.
I just, wow.
Oh, awesome. And
That's old.
what's the other A word?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Oh, that's amazing.
Amazing and awesome.
I say awesome sometimes, but some people, oh my God, it's amazing.
Before Louis C.K. got into shit.
You mean before he was a sexual predator? Okay, yeah.
Well, while he was a sexual predator, but the public didn't really know about it, and he was
Funny.
a hilarious comedian. He did a whole little thing on amazing.
Kind of.
No, on awesome. On awesome.
Word to the mother.
Word, yeah.
See, I say amazing, but I say it like Like, wasn't that we were talking about kids last night? I'd name a kid Olivia, I'd say Olivia. My business, Rob says, my business world we are getting traction or we are dealing with the noise. Are you guys dealing with the noise? Yeah, we're dealing with the noise. Interesting. That's a Canadian, we're dealing with the noise.
Mm.
So we're dealing with the noise of 11:11 with Jenna. Thanks, Rob and Carol. We really going there? Yeah, we're going there. We're gonna go there. You're gonna go there?
You're gonna go there? Are you
I think
gonna
the new word should be froth.
Froth?
Froth, yeah, because I like to froth my almond milk when I make my matcha latte.
Ah.
Froth. That's
So how
froth.
are we gonna froth that?
Yeah, that's froth.
We really need to work on frothing that. Let's start it right here on 11:11. Bomb shit. Froth.
Jenna's froth. Oh yeah, the bomb. That was the other old one.
But we say bomb shit. Or
Bomb
but if you're Patty, you say shit.
shit bomb?
Shit bomb. I like shit bomb.
Now, English teachers frown upon any idiom.
Julie said, well, crap. You have all wiped out all my words. No more bombs from me, I suppose. I know. Every time I say awesome now, amazing. Oh my God. The froth was so amazing.
Well, I have this thing about the word addiction, and I talk to the smokers about it. I ask them this trick question. I say, this is a trick question. You think you're addicted? And it doesn't matter what they say, because it's a chance for me to talk about how the word addiction is used for everything, from heroin to Facebook, from alcohol to shopping. Clearly, there's a difference between Facebook and heroin, but the same word is used.
Or you
Addiction.
could be doing Facebook while you're doing heroin.
You could. Then you would have a Facebook habit
But you have
and a
a
heroin addiction.
You
So
have an
in the old
addictive
days,
habit
addiction
behavior.
really meant chemical dependency. And I talk about gambling, shopping, Facebook as habits. I didn't mean to get all serious on you.
No, you're not. Someone just said, what the heck, Bill or Rob said, what the heck ever happened to just using the F word? I think it's great.
That word has never gone out of style.
That's true. Not even in other languages has it gone out of style.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you hear it from somebody that you don't expect, like Rob Morocco, I can't hear you saying that word, or Carol, or Andy.
Or who?
You.
Really?
No, I've heard you say it.
I've heard you say it.
You haven't seen me stub my toe.
You haven't lived with him.
No, stubbing your toe, that's the worst. Or LOL. I mean, that's a whole other thing, but I have to remember what this word was. And they were, oh, I know. And I even brought it up today on the show. The 11:11 this morning. That's when I should have written it down then. This woman was a friendship expert.
Ooh. Friendship.
But what's the
expert.
word? Are you remembering the word, or are you just telling me?
No, she said she was introduced as a friendship expert.
Okay. Like everyone is a coach now, and right.
Yeah, like I'm a life into death coach, and people go, "You're a what? Life into death coach?" But I think I'm a friendship expert. You're a friend. We're all, the people here, we're friendship. She's a friendship expert. She writes for the Wall Street Journal and is a psychologist, friendship expert.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Wow.
Well, she will know what to do with Blanche.
That was part of the conversation too, where we're in the year of the pandemic. Did you expand your friendships? Definitely here. Did you realize that your friends, you didn't have as much in common with them? They kind of did you maintain the same amount of friends that you had pre-pandemic?
Are we going to unpack this right now?
We can unpack it next week.
Okay, that's a great question, and it's worth at least 15 minutes.
Yeah, we can totally talk about it next week.
Totally.
Can't cuss at school. Oh, Julie says she can't cuss at school, so she says Shania Twain instead.
I like
Oh, Kaya, our daughter used to say quarter Madeira.
She said quarter Madeira.
Yeah, as a cuss word.
Oh, Andre used to say cheese and rice, dude. Or something else. He had another one.
Shania Twain.
Definitely no eliminated. I'm not addicted. I'm 11ly inclined. Aw.
Aw.
All right.
Okay.
That's sweet.
Till
Right.
next
That's a
week.
good dessert note.
You're having dessert now?
No, I said that was a good dessert note.
Good dessert note. Note to end on.
Ooh, I sang a lot today. All right, guys. I love you very much.
Love you.
Love
too.
you.
I love you.
I
Love you.
can't wait to hear Rob Morocco's tune.
Go check. Oh yeah. I'll get it to you, and then I'll send you the cartoon, the commercial for Jenna 11:11 with Jenna.
Okay.
Bye. Bye. Shauna's hand. She's so fun. That was so funny. She walked across. So this guy, oh, nah, we can talk all night. All right, kids, today, because it's 1224, we are making two versions of an almond ricotta cake, torte type thing. I'm doing an almond flour. Oh, I know, they're so much fun. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, RP. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Mama Grace. Tell your friends, share the show. Julie Luce, Shania Twain, everybody. Oh, that's another one. He'd say, son of a whore. I know that's bad. All right, I got you. So next week we'll talk more words, and we'll talk about, we'll unpack some interesting COVID conversations about coming back out into the world, etc., etc., etc. 1, 2, 3. Have a beautiful night. Rest well. Have a little snack. Remember to pick up a lemon dessert. Yeah, pick up a lemon dessert for tomorrow night, and have something, fun to drink with us. Make lemonade. Adios, amiga. Yeah. So tomorrow night we will be eating and drinking, and then Thursday morning we'll be chilling, but Thursday night.
Coming this Thursday, lives will be changed forever. 11:11 with Jenna presents Corona Rocky International Limited. Bring your best, just stay home. Live from her state-of-the-art studios, the Lily Pad, broadcasting throughout space and around the world to each and every home. 11:11 with Jenna. With Jenna, Corona International Limited this Thursday.
This Thursday. Yes, that's right. Third Thursday of the month. Corona Roki International Limited. Super fun. Share the show, everyone. Get the wows going. Thank you. It was so awesome to hang out and unpack these stories. So anyway, Mama Grace, I'll see you in a minute. The rest of you, I hope see you for baking. Uh-oh. Shania Twain thoughts, Shania Twain words, and a Shania Twain heart. Good night, Julie. Good night, Andy. Good night, Shauna. Beautiful to see you, Nadubs. Huge hug. See you in a little while, Patty, like in a few hours. Maybe I should grate the lemon now. Oh, we'll be switching venues tomorrow. Wait till you see where we are in the morning. Peace.